What really happened behind Kim Taehyung's sudden departure from Paris? Why did Jungkook look so shocked after hearing the news? Was it merely a matter of scheduling, or is there something deeper, more emotional, hidden from the public? Paris has always held a special place for Kim Taehyung, BTS member known for his unique fashion sense, sharp artistic taste, and calm demeanor blending among the global elite. His appearance at the recent CELINE event sparked global conversation, not only because of his stunning presence, but also due to the mysterious aura that seemed to cling to him throughout the event. But shockingly, only shortly after the event concluded, startling news began to spread. Taehyung would leave Paris earlier than scheduled. And more than that, Jungkook's reaction to this news raised more questions than answers. Why would Jungkook, who is usually calm and fully supportive of his fellow members' every move, appear so shaken? Isn't Taehyung's departure from Paris supposed to be normal, considering their packed schedules and individual responsibilities? But is that truly the reason? Or is there something more personal and deeper that made Jungkook feel shaken? This news first surfaced from a fashion journalist who accidentally overheard a conversation between a hybe manager and one of the security staff. In that conversation, it was mentioned that Taehyung would not only return to Korea, but head straight to a very private location, far from media reach. This immediately sparked speculation. Is Taehyung hiding something? What made things even more suspicious was the timing of his departure. After attending a major CELINE event where he was the center of attention, Taehyung did not attend the closing session and was also absent from the exclusive afterparty, which is usually an inseparable part of such high-class celebrity appearances. He chose to disappear, quietly, in shadows, without explanation. Meanwhile, just hours after this information surfaced, Jungkook was seen at Incheon Airport wearing casual clothes, but with a very unusual facial expression. Some fans who managed to take photos and videos of him uploaded them to social media, writing that Jungkook looked like someone who had just heard bad news. His eyes looked tired, he avoided camera flashes, and preferred walking with his head down. Speculations began to spread widely. Some mentioned that Taehyung's departure was related to a very sensitive personal matter. Some even rumored it had to do with the health condition of one of Taehyung's family members. But what was more shocking was the allegation that this decision was made suddenly without notifying other BTS members, including Jungkook. This fact naturally created massive tension. How could it not? So far, Taehyung and Jungkook's closeness has been known to the public as something more than just co-workers. They are often seen together in various moments, supporting each other and showing a closeness that makes millions of armies feel warmth just by watching. So when Jungkook looked shaken, the public instantly sensed something unusual was happening. A source who refused to be named stated that before departing for Paris, Taehyung had a lengthy discussion with Jungkook at their studio. The conversation lasted quite a while, and when it ended, they didn't leave the studio together as usual. Jungkook stayed inside, while Taehyung walked out without saying a word to the staff. This was a signal that something was happening, and it was not trivial. Even during Jungkook's last live broadcast on Weverse, some sharp-eyed fans caught a rare hint of sadness in him. Although he tried to act cheerful, there was a sentence that drew attention. Sometimes we have to let someone go to do what they think is right. That line, though it sounded general, suddenly became relevant to the developing situation. Now the question narrows further. Was Taehyung's departure truly due to a personal agenda, or was there external pressure that forced him to make such a swift decision? Was there internal conflict that had been hidden all this time? Or is Taehyung actually preparing something much bigger, more personal, and more emotional than he has ever done before? Suspicion grew when the official BTS Weverse account suddenly deleted several photos showing Taehyung in Paris, just a few hours after the news of his departure spread. Some netizens called this a form of damage control by the agency to suppress the questions exploding on social media. But the question remains, why delete them? Wasn't Taehyung's presence in Paris part of an official schedule? Even more shocking, a few days after Taehyung's return, Jungkook did not appear publicly at all. He canceled one of his scheduled radio show appearances. This certainly raised additional questions. Was Jungkook also emotionally affected by Taehyung's departure? Or is he preparing a special statement related to this situation? This condition left fans in a state of extreme speculation. Many began tracing their digital footprints, searching for clues or hints from past posts that might explain the sudden change. Some even believe that this could be a signal of something bigger, be it a secret project, a personal crisis, or even internal conflict that has gone unnoticed by the public. But behind all those questions, one thing is certain: something is happening. And whatever it is, Jungkook seems emotionally involved. This was reflected in his drastically changed demeanor over the past few days. Even in a short leaked video from a BTS practice session, Jungkook appeared silent and distant. A sight very unusual from someone typically full of energy and passion, but on the other hand, Taehyung himself has yet to release any official statement. He only posted a single photo on Instagram showing the night sky with a simple caption, "Sometimes silence speaks louder." A sentence that invited more interpretations than provided answers. Did I ask this a symbolic goodbye? Or a code that he's facing something heavy and chooses not to share it publicly? ARMYs can now only guess and hope that whatever is happening, their beloved members will be all right. But one undeniable fact remains: Taehyung's departure from Paris was not just about an earlier flight. This is about a moment that brought up many questions, provoked emotions, and shook an entire generation of fans. Jungkook, who usually hides his emotions well, couldn't hide his shock this time. And that's where everything begins. When a K-pop star like Taehyung decides to leave a city like Paris, which is under the world's spotlight, ahead of schedule, it's never without reason. Especially if the decision leaves emotional traces on someone like Jungkook. So the question remains, what exactly is going on between them? And how big is the impact on BTS's future? All of this leads to one inescapable conclusion: something is happening. Something big, emotional, and full of surprises. And maybe the world isn't ready to hear the answer. After various speculations, sharp analyses from netizens, and growing concerns among ARMYs, several key facts have finally come to light and are able to answer the major questions that have been hanging in the public's mind. And the answer is truly shocking, because it turns out that almost the entire dramatic narrative previously circulating is not true. Based on an official statement released by HYBE labels through their social media accounts, it was revealed that Kim Taehyung's departure from Paris had been scheduled from the beginning, and not due to an emergency, internal conflict, or other emotional reasons as heavily speculated. The schedule had even been arranged weeks before his departure to Paris, but was not made public for privacy and security reasons. It's important to understand that in the international entertainment world, especially involving global celebrities like BTS's Taehyung, planning travel agendas and appearances at major events are carried out very precisely and flexibly. Several changes may occur quickly due to on-site conditions, agency needs, or confidential agreements with event organizers. In Taehyung's case, internal sources stated that he had a personal agenda after attending the CELINE fashion show, and the agenda was non-commercial and entirely private. In fact, a French fashion journalist who was present at the CELINE event denied claims that Taehyung disappeared suddenly or refused to attend the exclusive party. According to the journalist, Taehyung did attend a private session with selected guests, but was not seen by media cameras because the event was closed. This is what then led the public to think he didn't show up, when in reality that was not the case. So what about Jungkook's reaction, which was said to be surprised, emotional, and even rescheduling his plans? This is where the facts further reinforce that the issue has been exaggerated. A representative from Jungkook's management team officially explained that Jungkook did not show any specific reaction to Taehyung's departure and no important schedule was cancelled. Jungkook was simply resting after undergoing intense training and did not want to appear in the media for a while. His tired appearance at the airport was not due to shocking news, but because of a physically exhausting personal schedule. Jungkook's words on weverse, which were believed to contain hidden messages, also turned out to be just part of his casual interaction with fans. Often, idols like Jungkook speak in universal and open-ended expressions, but that doesn't mean every word he says carries hidden meanings about his fellow group members. In fact, some fans who watched the live broadcast said Jungkook was in a good mood and did not show signs of excessive sadness. Additionally, claims that there was conflict between Taehyung and Jungkook, or that Taehyung faced pressure from the agency to return to Korea sooner, have been officially denied by HYBE. In a written clarification, the agency emphasized that BTS members' relationships remain solid and harmonious. They regretted the emergence of overly speculative and baseless news. HYB also reminded the media and fans to continue respecting the artist's privacy and not interpret ordinary events as internal conflicts. More importantly, rumors about the deletion of Taehyung's photos from BTS's official account also turned out to be false. After investigation, all posts about Taehyung's presence in Paris are still available on BTS's official weverse and Instagram accounts. The assumption that these photos were deleted was the result of misinformation spread by unofficial accounts, which then went viral on platforms like TikTok and Twitter without verification. So, what's the conclusion of all this? That the news about Taehyung's sudden departure from Paris shocking Jungkook is not true. The speculation filled with emotional narrative, surprises, and dramatic questions has proven to be based solely on public assumptions with no clear foundation. This is a real example of how information in the digital age can be easily twisted and misinterpreted, even to the point of causing mass anxiety among loyal fans like ARMY.